Good morning, it's Aneta here from Aneta Yoga Studio and Wellness. It's Monday, happy Mindful Monday. Today is 15th of January 2018. 2 weeks have passed, we are halfway through January, how quickly the time passes. And just checking in, seeing how you're doing with your practice today. I know from experience Mondays are quite challenging, quite difficult. And so for me this morning I had a private yoga session at the studio, so that's why I'm at the studio now, at 7:45 in the morning. So I got up before 6 o'clock, but I had to also get ready, had to come and set the room and prepare. So I did my loving kindness and mindfulness practice and breathing this morning. And then, so it took me about half an hour, and then I came down, I was teaching, and now I'm about to start my physical asana practice. And this is exactly what happens. Sometimes you have to kind of move your practice around, and maybe do it if you've got children. And I know a lot of my clients, a lot of my students have got children. So the mornings are really difficult because you have to sort out everybody else, including yourself. And it can be quite busy. So you have to find the time that it really works for you to do your practice. But also within that usual schedule, because it's the easiest to do your practice, from my experience, around the same time, in the same way. But sometimes you're not able to do that. And so how do you manage it? How do you incorporate it that you still do your practice without actually saying, well, today I haven't got time to do my practice? Maybe it means that you shorten your practice, but you still show up and check in with yourself. Maybe you do what I did today, which is I did my meditation and breathing, my pranayama this morning. And then I'm doing my physical asana now because I have got a little bit of time. And so rather than having to get up, yet another half an hour earlier and maybe getting up, 5:15, which if I start, I know for myself that if I start cutting the time and get up earlier and earlier and earlier, then I crash because I haven't had enough rest, I haven't had enough sleep, I start getting overwhelmed. It doesn't work for me. So being flexible within the structure of your practice, so being consistent, but also having that fluidity can really, really help. And I'd love to hear from you how you're managing your, busyness, because we are all so busy. And how do you manage your practice? Do you do your practice when you come back after dropping off your kids at school? Do you do your practice when you come from work in the afternoon? Do you do little bits of practice, 5 minutes, checking in with yourself at the end of activities? So I was speaking to my client this morning, and obviously busy mom with young child, and so she was saying, it's very difficult because you keep your own needs as last. You sort out everybody else before you sort out yourself, which is always true. And so rather than adding a big chunk, how do you add in those little bits in it? And part of it is understanding why you're doing it. Once you connect with your why, it's so much easier to show up for yourself. And just to remind you, I will be talking about why and connecting with your why for your daily practice on Thursday on my Facebook page at 9:30 in the morning. I will be doing a live session focusing on that. But let me know how you're doing with your practice, how you're managing your business and your practice. I'd love to hear from you, and I wish you a really wonderful day. Namaste.